of Allegiance. We are students from Ishii Hills. Saying the Pledge of Allegiance helps form a connection to our country, the United States of America. When we say the Pledge of Allegiance, we honor the flag and everything it represents.
My name is Jolene. We are a country with diverse population. Saying the Pledge of Allegiance instills a sense of patriotism for all people. We say the Pledge of Allegiance to start our day at school, to begin official meetings or ceremonies, and we honor the flag at special events like ball games. We would like you to lead in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. Salute. Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay.
Thank you very much for that. At this time, we'd like to invite you to come up.
Yep.
Yep, for your certifications and to shake your hand, but thanks.
Very yours. So I'm gonna have you shake my hand. Okay, shake my hand, and then shake the rest of the members of the board. Thank you so much.
You did a great job.
And then if you'd like to have pictures
being
of
here.
me, I'll come down and stuff.
Chair is so short. Thank you, Ishii Hill students, for coming and visiting us today and instructing us on the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you. You can go home and do your homework now. Thank you.
At this time, we would like to take announcements and comments by the boards. Bill, you have Daryl? Are you, I saw your Facebook posting. It was quite exciting. Congratulations, by the way.
Thanks.
Miss Beth? Nothing today. Thank you. To invite, just to thank everyone for coming tonight and welcome everyone back to school. I've heard a lot from the parents, from the students who come to me at my alternative vocation. And I hear nothing but good things. We've had a lot of pictures printed for back to school projects and homework assignments. So it's been really fun to see all of their faces excited for the new school year. So welcome back and thank you all. Thank you all for making this wonderful already.
So welcome back, everyone, and thank you everybody and all our guests that are with us this evening. We've had, and I'm knocking on, there's some wood up here. I'm knocking on wood. I want the board to know, I really don't want to say this. I don't want to jinx it. But Christy, how many complaints have we received the first week of school? I've not received one concern this week. We've completed a whole week of school. That has never happened. That's why I didn't want to say it, because my phone's going to start ringing. Yes, hi, no. But that is truly a testament to our entire staff, from our administrators to our teachers to our classified and support staff. I've been on all the sites multiple times this this first week. Enrollment is strong and it continues to grow. We're almost at projections, which is great. Not quite there, but super excited about the start of school. The energy, everything is super positive. And again, I don't want to jinx myself, but this is as my 8th year. I can't remember a better start of the first week of school, and I think it's a testament to our staff especially. So that's my report. I don't want to say anything more. I have a lot to say, but thank you everyone for doing your part.
Yeah, Andrew.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the school year. I just wanted to take a second to thank all of the hardworking maintenance guys, custodians,
Yes.
that are out there in the heat. And our sites all looked really, really nice on the first day of school. I know I didn't have Spencer threatening me that he was going to get on a riding lawnmower again. So felt like it was a really positive year. Things are looking really well. And if you drive down Mesa, having that expanded Mesa Avenue with the safe sidewalk,
Level.
it feels a lot different driving into the studios than it has in the past. So just wanted to compliment those guys and all their hard work, and they're out there in the heat every day. But our sites look really good and they're doing a great job.
Joy.
So briefly, talk about a great school opening. Middle schools on the first day had great actions. Just to echo everybody's sentiment about smooth opening, great time. I want to personally thank West Ed, Threshold, and Threshold is here tonight as well, so I'll be able to introduce them later. But thank them and Amplify, and as far as with our opening day PD, as well as our technology department as we navigate some new programs in our online program. We're also knee deep in ensuring we have all curriculum levels appropriate for the Williams visit, which is coming up in a week or two. And we're always ensuring that we're in compliance with instructional quality and equity standards. Thank you.
Thank you. Holly.
It's been a wonderful start of the school year, so it's just been exciting to see all of our students and staff back.
Thank you. At this time, the board would like to extend an invitation to interested parties to speak on matters that are school related. For those who are attending remotely, we'd like to comment. Use the raise your hand button on the Zoom button to speak.
There are no raised hands.
Thank you.
Come on board. Turn on your mic, please.
Almost. Almost.
Oh, I see. Here we go. So a little while back, I received an email that said, this is your Ishii night to spotlight your school. And so I wrote a little ditty and I'm going to do a little commercial. And then I got here and everybody said, we don't know what you're talking about. What? So I'm going to do it anyway, because we're here and we're proud of what we're doing. So I did write some things up. What Miss Albert, the amazing assistant principal of mine, just handed you is a brochure that we made up last spring. We traveled to all of the elementary schools in the area and visited with the parents. We had a future Ishii Families Night, and we talked about all the things that we offer at Ishii Hills Middle School. And Next Year Studios will be joining us as well. And these brochures were also given out to some local realtors who are sharing them out in the community because we are really trying to get kids to come to our schools. We had 2 back to school nights this year. Our goal was to get as many people as possible. So we had a 7th, 8th grade night on the Monday before school and then a 6th grade night at 5:30. And we got so many thank yous for having them in the evening, 1, so that parents could come. And 2, it was standing room only, out the door. Everybody at Ishii, all the teachers who've been there forever, said they've never seen that many people at a back to school night. And that was 2 nights in a row. So we were feeling really good about that. We are super stoked to be offering ag electives to 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students this year, as well as art electives with Miss Marie Fox. And our ag classes are pretty cute right now. They're learning how to propagate plants and they're doing some planting. So they're very excited about that. Tutoring in math and credit recovery are starting soon. We have an art club coming. Our sixth grade student council will be starting up soon. They'll be meeting twice a month. Seventh and eighth grade student council will be starting soon. We just finished our PBIS rodeo where the entire school went around our campus and our classified staff all taught the students what the expectations were for each of those areas. So the library, the hallways, the cafeteria, everywhere. We had many teachers travel this summer to professional development, which is super exciting. Most of it was focused on learning and building better teaching strategies, engaging students in their lessons and activities, because we all know higher student engagement equals higher retention of information. We had 2 staff go to the ALICE training, the active shooter training, and they are now trainers of, they can come back and train other people, and they will be taking that on for the district. And we appreciate Andrew's, in particular, his support for that. And as an admin team, Lauren and I are super grateful for the work that we did this summer with Threshold, which you're going to hear about later on today. And we are also super grateful to our cabinet because they joined us in the last day and a half, and that is very rare. So we want to say thank you for that. We are very appreciative of all of the support we get from our superintendents and from our cabinet and from our school board. And we are super stoked for this school year. We are very excited. We're also hosting, if anybody needs to know, a peers program. This is a curriculum for 13 to 17-year-old students on the spectrum. And they come to our school. We're hosting it at Ishii. They come with their parents. So their parents are with one instructor in one room and the students are in another, and they're learning skills on how to communicate. Nice. So that's my quick, as fast as I can do it, little Ishii rocks. Thank you.
Thank you, Lori.
Is there anyone else who would like to make a moment to have public comment on items that are going on around the community and the schools? Okay, if there's nothing else, we'd like to invite Mr. John Peterson from Threshold Rising to do his presentation. Thank you for coming.
So I'd like to do a little intro for John. And we also have guests from BCOE here as well, as far as with our partnership with Threshold. So want to recognize them. John is the owner and CEO of Threshold, and he is our partner for the past 2 years with Oroville City Elementary School District. John and I work very close. We meet weekly to review growth, how we're doing. Last year, it began with the elementary schools. This year, we're going school-wide or district-wide, pardon me. So John has a lot to offer us through our partnership with BCOE. So we're very grateful, and he's going to come today to talk about the magic that he's doing here for us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, good to see you.
Yep.
Check, check.
All right. And Andrew gave me a clicker. Thank you, Andrew. Good evening, board. Thank you for having me here. My name is John Peterson, the founder of Threshold, which is the organization Troy just talked about. We've been working with Oroville schools for about a year now, year and a half, focused initially on the middle schools. So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about who I am, where we have been as a district, or in the work with school leaders, with the cabinet, and then where we're going to be going. Should take us about 15 minutes or so to go through. And of course, welcome questions as we go through or at the end as well. So why Threshold? Threshold is a place that I stood as a teacher, as school leader for about 2 decades. And it came from this place and this belief that the threshold is the interaction of community. And so I come from a construction family. You can see picture of my great-grandfather there. He's in this like diving suit. He was commissioned to go and build the Golden Gate Bridge underneath the water. And they sent them down in those suits. And my grandfather then was in the Navy, in the Seabees, was in Korea, and also in construction in the Greater Bay Area for over 50 years. And my dad followed in his footsteps as well. I remember going to construction sites as a little kid, fumbling with my laces, trying to lace up my boots, and get out of the truck with my grandfather. And it didn't hit me then as a kid, but later on in my life, what he would do is he would go around everybody and shake their hand. First thing he would do. And that handshake was really a representation of the trust that he was building with the people that he was working with. He worked really, really hard, but that handshake for me carried through and then built the values that I think I have today. These are my core values: family, teamwork, and service. Dad of two little girls, older than this picture, but I thought a good one of us close together. Teamwork from a long history with athletics. And then service for my time working as a principal teacher in Washington, D.C., in Oakland and San Francisco, and now working with schools, Greater Bay Area and the Central Valley, in the Sacramento Valley. Why this all matters? I believe that leadership isn't about standing in front of people. It's about standing with people and for people. And so that ethos or that belief really came from that initial handshake, that threshold, if you will, and is something that I believe leads any leader and how they want to support the community that they're a part of, especially as a principal and as a school leader and as a teacher. And so I just want to take you through where we started. And as I shared with you before, that handshake is that symbol of trust. And so I believe in extending that handshake with any community that I start working with. And this really started in spring of 2024. So going back almost a year ago, a little over a year, where I sat down with the school leaders, with Vince, Lori, Lauren, Patricia, and then also with probably 8 to 10 teachers at each campus, talked with students, talked with staff members. What do you like about your school? What works here? What success do you want to continue to build on? Asking questions and learning more about the community, because I believe that's the place to start. That's that initial handshake and learning the community. And year one was all about this idea of dreaming big, starting small. So where do we want to go? And what we talked about, especially in my close work with Lori and Vince, is that we build trusting relationships. That has to be foremost. We learn about school communities and instructional success, and we test strategies in middle school math with amazing teachers. And that's what we did. How we did it, in the first year, we had an instructional coaching focus. We conducted school walkthroughs. We worked with the 6th grade math curriculum alignment, meaning what are teachers teaching each and every day? Are the lessons the same in every single classroom? Is the curriculum being followed? The adopted curriculum here, CPM, is that curriculum being followed? And then how are teachers implementing that curriculum? And that's something that Lori and Vince and the assistant principals also went through that process and looking at that. And then last year, there was this addition of the PLC structure, which is really helpful so the teachers can be looking at data. So we wanted to build on that structure that was being built by both Troy, Spencer, the team here, as well as with partners like WestEd and our collaboration with them to use their structures and systems to help teachers in the classrooms. So where are we going? I think that leadership felt good about the work that we were doing and about the direction that we were heading. And so this idea of dream big, start small, start in the middle school, middle schools. Well, let's think about how we then do this with everyone. We've already kicked this off this year. The School Leader Summit happened in July. And you can see a picture here of all of us together. And we were working through, what do we do in the opening of school? How is that going to look? How are we going to set up our teams? What is our instructional focus going to be? And having really, really, I think, fruitful conversation. We asked people to rate the summit, and of all the respondents, everybody here in the photo, the score was a 4.8 out of 5. One principal said, I felt my input was heard and appreciated, and I walked in each time seeing evidence of your thoroughness and preparedness, which made me feel like we were worth the effort. So that summit was really the kickoff for this school year, and hearing everybody talk about how is the school year starting. It's been a really successful start. The knock on wood, no complaints yet. I think that all of that energy and momentum, it was definitely seen when we came together in July too. And it was applied really quickly. This is a photo of Ishi staff that Lori sent me doing one of the activities that we did at the summit, which is building agreements. And those agreements are conversations around what is it going to take to support their work with kids and families? How are they going to work together in order to do that as a team? Because being a successful school means you got to work as a team, period. The second bullet there, principals proactively planning for their existing PLC times throughout the school year. I'll say a little bit more about what that looks like specifically, but that was also some of the discussion right away. We wanted to build on existing skills and talent in this district. There is a lot of wisdom here, and I know that we can use the resources that are here to build on a foundation moving forward. One of those decisions by the district is to implement DIBELS assessment, which I've used in my own schools. I've used with other district partners that I've worked with a lot of success. So I applaud the district for making this decision. This was a California mandate. This year, all schools need to implement some form of dyslexia screener at the beginning of the school year. And that meant that any intro students, kindergarten students coming in would need to take one of 4 assessments that were prescribed by the state. DIBELS being one of those 4. I was happy to hear that the district decided to pick that one and is going to actually be using it more than just once, but with kindergarten through 2nd grade. And I think that will be incredibly valuable data and set up a strong foundation for years to come as well. I did go to the Amplify training. Amplify is the owner company of that assessment, the DIBELS assessment. So they had trainers here. I attended the training to see what they were doing and also to be able to talk with principals and teachers who were there with questions that they had and support them. One other piece that I wanted to name just from that last slide in terms of leveraging talent. Our goal, one of the goals that Troy has talked about, that Dr. Holton has talked about, is having sustainable instructional leadership across all Oroville schools. And there's some research that was done by the Wallace Foundation, which is the guiding research that I use when I talk to districts about this. And it was done with school systems and schools in very under-resourced student populations, and basically set the stage or set standards for what does it take to build a really strong instructional leadership across all schools. What I have highlighted here is one of the 6, which is leader standards. And this is something that we're going to focus on this year, building consistent leadership standards across all of the leaders in the district, the principals in the district, to say, this is what it means to be an effective instructional leader in our schools. And so that will be one of the deliverables that the board will receive, is an actual draft of what those leader standards could be as we continue to develop it throughout the year. So the focus will be those leader standards and then high quality professional learning, which we'll do, and I'll show you what that looks like here in a second. Every good journey needs a map. And so we have one. This is our roadmap, which is, it's calendar, but really it's an intentional collection of all the important meeting dates throughout the school year. This was a collaborative process. I know that Troy and I worked together on this. Troy worked with other folks in the district to make sure that this calendar was aligned, that it was going to be okay in its adoption. And really, this is guidance for the meetings and accountability to the timeline, and then just having these common meetings like the PLCs, making sure that the district adopted assessments happen in the times that we say that they're going to happen, like DIBELS and inspect, so that we can follow up also with the data meetings that need to happen with teachers and with principals as well. So what does a typical month look like with threshold coaching? There's a lot. And I gave you a printout or a copy of this so you could kind of read through all of those things. But I'll highlight the one there in green because I think this is something that Vince and Lori talked to me about as being a crucial part of their development as leaders, which is the school leader one-on-one coaching meeting. These will happen. There's 9 meetings, so nine principals, 9 school leaders that at least happen once a month and as needed. We've found that sometimes that quick phone call check-in can be very helpful, but one formal check-in a month. And we focus on kids and their learning. That's the primary driver. What's the data say? What's going on with the students in your school? How are we ensuring they grow? We dive deep on a topic and see it through. And then we have accountability with notes, reminders, and clear action steps. So those 3 bullet points were the feedback that I got from Vince and Lori about why their instructional leadership coaching meetings were effective. And I think the primary focus there is like we were in it together. We understood the context. We understood the teachers. We understood the students in the classrooms, and we understood where they were with their data as well. So where are we going? I think it takes everybody. I don't think that there's a silver bullet in education. I think that it's a group effort. I think it's the handshake at the start of the day and everything that follows after. And I think it's everybody working together to do it. Our timeline, it goes throughout this whole school year. We started really in April when we launched this and started interviews. We interviewed every school leader, every principal, every assistant principal, district leadership. I think it was over 25 interviews in April and May. We've launched the School Leader Summit. You saw that picture of that earlier. And then the principal cohort, the actual community of practice that we're going to run starts next week on Monday. And then we'll have, I mentioned the leader standards. We're going to start working on those and drafting those to be at least have a draft to look at the end of this calendar year. And the final celebration of this first cohort of principals going through will be sometime when testing and all that stuff is done in May. This really matters. I feel like it's personal for me now, knowing some of the teams and the kids in the schools. And I had a really awesome experience this year working with the 6th grade math team at Studios. We would meet about once a month, sometimes twice. And really it was about thinking about how to strategize and develop student growth in math in 6th grade. And as a result, their scores actually did go up in 6th grade math this year at Studios. One of the teachers said in one of the meetings, it feels like we're talking about the right thing, which she was talking about our students, and that's a good thing. And to me, that moment was really galvanizing, and I think about that a lot and what it can mean for all of our schools to continue to build on those moments throughout this school year. So with that, I just wanted to say thank you to the board for having me here to share my story a little bit more, talk to you a little bit more about where we're going. In your binders, I think behind the presentation, there's also the calendar if you want to take a closer look at that. But appreciate all having me, Dr. Holton. Thank you, Troy, as well. And feel really good with all the principals sitting behind me too, knowing that they're here as well. So just thank you, and would extend any opportunity to ask questions and talk a little bit more about anything you were thinking about while I was talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, what we did at the summit is we pulled a bunch of different districts leader standards together. We looked at LA Unified, we looked at Visalia, we looked at a bunch of different standards, and specifically what it is what's the criteria for being a successful instructional leader at your school? What does that take? So it might mean some of the systems Troy and the team is already setting up, like you have regularly consistent PLC meetings to look at student data. And so it's really just defining that success. Yeah.
So you kind of go back.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, we want to create one for Orville. There are a lot of other districts that have them, and we'll pull from whatever we think is best and would fit here. I think the idea is that we don't want to say these are the standards that you should take. We want to say what's important here in Orville and what's going to be successful here. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Did you say it was Central Ishii that you worked with the math teachers? Which one was it?
Both schools, yeah.
Both schools.
Mhm.
So does each school site have their own kind of goal then? Like they're working on math or they're working on language? How does that get developed?
Good question. We kind of worked through it last year with the principals and assistant principals, decide what's the direction that we want to go with this. And what we came to is just figuring out how do we make sure there's aligned curriculum across all the different grades or across all the different classrooms. The adopted curriculum here is CPM. So getting more into that curriculum and using some of the expertise in the schools to understand it better and help teachers understand the curriculum better too.
So is that just the focus that was for math though? So is each site focused on math as the thing, or they have?
Just as a
Each
start,
site has chosen something different.
just for middle school, the focus was math.
And so for elementary, what will?
Elementary this year, we're going to use DIBELS and focus on early literacy.
Okay, so
So
language.
K2 early literacy, structured reading instruction, structured literacy instruction. Yeah.
So my question is concerning the quote. It feels like we're talking about the right thing, our students. In what context are we talking about the students? The mathematical context or something deeper?
I think they were talking about the data, like specifically how are students performing. I don't want to go down too deep of a rabbit hole, but what we were looking at that day was iReady results from a specific exit ticket that teacher had given. And we were looking at which items the students had missed and how that related back to the standards that they had taught, and then what they were going to do to reteach it. Yeah.
So the mechanics.
Mhm.
Are there any other questions?
That was a great presentation. Appreciate you coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate you.
At this time, I'd like to invite Sierra del Oro preschool presentation by Ms. Jessie Wood and Ms. Holly Gutierrez. Oh, the clicker. You want to click? No. Click. Okay. So, hello board, we are here. So I am your director of special education. I also love being the principal at SDO. And I have Jessie Wood with us. She is the director, as you know, of your California State preschool program that we have at SDO. And we just wanted to come and do a little spill about what we're doing and what does it look like. So this first slide is just about inclusion. Inclusion of having state preschool hits home for me. My daughter attended the special needs portion of SDO as a non-speaker. Her second year at SDO, she was given the opportunity through the E-Center being on our campus to be able to be mainstreamed. It was great. She really made strides. She actually started kinder as a general ed student with a little bit of speech services, but it was night and day. And it was wonderful that we obviously Sold Bird and E-Center could open their own facility, but it really was a missed opportunity for our special needs students at SDO to have that inclusion piece, to have the social aspect of language and just socialization with typical developing peers. So that's, a big thing for us of why we wanted to do what we're doing.
I love this slide. We put lots of pictures in here. We'd love for you to come anytime to Sierra del Oro and come in and watch the students. Inclusion looks exactly like this, where if you were watching in the corner of the room or participating, you wouldn't be able to tell which kiddos have IEPs, which kiddos have maybe a special education aid that are supporting them in our classroom. Inclusion means that children with disabilities are participating alongside their peers. They're not just in the room, but they're included. And how we've done that, what that looks like for enrollment for us is in the full day classroom of state preschool, we have 5 students who are also dually enrolled in the special education piece. And then we also provide wraparound services. So if there are some students who are in the morning session in Sierra del Oro Special Ed, but families are wanting a little bit more time, we're impacted in our full day, then we are able to enroll them in our PM, and we're working out that overlap. We're wrapping around this service. So now this child not only gets 3 hours in Sierra del Oro special education, getting those services, then they can also join us for gen ed for 3 hours, just providing a longer day for families. And then typically in the spring, we'll also have other students that are just getting pushed in, right? They're going to go to kindergarten. They need to come in and see if they can do circle. Maybe
Mhm.
they'll join us in the cafeteria, things like that. So we're really providing a much needed service. And it also aligns with the state preschool contract that says that that they have inclusion requirements. We don't have a problem meeting that because I mean, I think it's 5%, we're at 40. So we're above and beyond, and that's fully understand. That's why we're there.
And just why inclusion matters. Obviously, there's a ton of benefits of inclusion, building that empathy, improving readiness, creating belonging, not just for our students, but our families as well. A lot of the families, even if you're not in my program or in one of my classrooms, I speak with every family that comes through that door. You know, Jesse and I, it doesn't matter what students in what room, they're all ours. So this is a big benefit because then families feel very welcomed because they know that we're both somehow going to support them. And we do that to really ensure that our families feel included. And this is right where education starts. And if we have these students coming into our program and we're offering a very safe and inviting program and just a site, then we're seeing great turnout of our students staying in Oroville City and enrolling as TK and Kinders.
Absolutely. And I think the collaboration piece is one of my favorite pieces about this. There's so much to talk about on this, but right now the ongoing things that we're doing last year that we're continuing to do is just that teacher collaboration, not for my gen ed teachers. We wouldn't be able to do this as easily without the support of Holly and the special education teachers and the special education aides that come and support us. There's also the speech pathologists that come. They'll also push into the classroom, so they're not constantly taking kids out. Again, that inclusion means that they're actually in the classroom and they're provided. We give them the supports that they need so they can stay in the classroom and be with us. And of course, those supports benefit all the kids. And we also work with BCOE. There were so many things that we were able to participate last year. They have an early childhood mental health support team. State preschool specifically participated in what's called Steps to Quality, which is a Quality Counts California. And out of a rating of 5, we got 5. So we're pretty proud of that. Family First comes in with Far Northern with lots of push-in services, Youth for Change. So again, that welcoming environment, not only for our students, but all of our families, and then all of those community supports. They get to come and say, hey, but when can we do this? Anytime. You can come anytime and you're welcome into our classroom. And they provide those needed supports so that all those kids can stay in there. Oh, yay. Here's our families. They weren't able to come, but I did want to just share. I have 2 letters, 2 statements. I'll start with Keanu's mama on the left there, Stephanie. She says, I just wanted, to give them an opportunity to speak and to let you know how this program has impacted. And both of these pictures of families and mamas, they're both in state preschool and in special education preschool. Reddy started actually he was enrolling with Holly. She introduced him to me. We talked about it and she's like, I don't know. And we went. Keanu was a special education student and mom was like, hey, I want to go to school. I want to do this. I'm like, well, let's try that. This is why we're here. Let's make it happen. So this is Stephanie on the left with her son Keanu. And she says, for the past 3 years, my son Keanu has been a part of the Sierra del Oro programs, and it has truly changed our lives. At just 4 years old, he has level 2 autism and uses a G tube for feeding. Despite these challenges, he has grown so much while in this program. The amazing staff have provided me with incredible support and encouragement, helping me to achieve my goals in college and more, while ensuring Keanu gets the help and support he needs. Through the care and guidance, Keanu has learned to communicate better, has developed important social skills. The staff has created a warm and welcoming community for both Keanu and our family, giving us valuable resources and connections. Their ongoing support has been a source of hope, allowing us to celebrate every little achievement along the way. I am truly grateful for the positive impact this program has had on our lives, and appreciate the kindness and dedication of everybody involved.
Yep.
And Reddy and his mom, Emily, are on the right side of that picture. And Emily says, this program has helped my son and our family tremendously. It has helped me be able to keep a full-time job and not have to worry about proper care for my son while I'm at work. My son has autism and all of the teachers have been very understanding and caring towards him. When we first started in the school, I was extremely nervous because he had never been away from home, but all of the teachers were extremely sympathetic. Jesse even bought certain things for him to make him more comfortable there. My son has never been looked at differently because of his autism. He has only been treated with love and kindness. I never had to explain autism to any of the teachers. They already understood, which was very comforting to me. Without this program, I would not have been able to keep my full-time job, and my son would not be thriving like he is today. Since him being in the program, he has been saying a lot more words, keeping more eye contact, learning routine habits, understanding directions and more, and social skills. Thank you for reading this, and thank you to all the amazing staff. Inclusion is a sense of belonging for the students and their families, and it has been wonderful to see, and I'm so excited for this year too.
And that bottom
Yeah.
right picture is actually a picture of one of our special education teachers in the state preschool room.
Yeah.
Providing some support with just
Circle time.
routine and circle time to support our general ed teachers.
Yeah.
We know this is a learning curve and we are there to provide the support. We also have special education aides in the back to help with prompting and just routine.
Yeah.
This year, we have started full inclusion into our PM classroom. So we have our special ed teacher and her aides totally, and their students totally included into the PM classroom and adding that support. So that was new this year. We're also in the AM class, we do an hour of inclusion from different classrooms and we rotate special education staff that go into the room to support. We have started Teaching Pyramid, which is a co-teaching model for preschool level with our special ed teacher and our general ed teacher, along with their aides. So BCOE is supporting us with providing these trainings in order to just add that extra support for teachers and staff that they feel like they can do this. That's one of the things that I heard feedback from the general ed teachers is, Holly, I didn't sign, I was really signing up for a general ed type of thing. And I don't have the skills. And I said, don't worry, we're the best place to be because we will teach you.
No.
And so that is one thing, it's building that relationship. And now that relationship is developed and we were at a spot that we could do a full inclusion of the preschool program and the PM.
And I think our last slide is just for pictures
Yes.
and questions. And Dr. Holtum is a great partner as well to our school. If you come to any of our family events, which are well attended, you will see him. And we appreciate that.
You're very welcome, and I love to attend events at SDO. Just one thing I wanted to ask you. I know this answer because I asked you last week, but can you just remind the board what your enrollment is right now
For state preschool?
for state preschool?
Yeah, state preschool has 16 spots available in our full day classroom, and it is always full. We always have people that went in. We try to refer families to other places, but that's a huge need in this area and actually in the whole county. Our AM spots are full at 10. We're saving 8 to 9 for Sierra de Oro students. And in our afternoon, we're super excited. We have 7 and we have 1 more that's enrolling. So that just leaves a couple more open spots. And we'll be fully enrolled in all 3 of our sessions.
And our goal is to open another full day
Yep.
classroom as soon as we meet the requirements. We have to have so much time on probationary in order for the state to come in and say, okay, you've done it. You've proven that you're really doing what you need to do and meeting the requirements. And our goal is to open another full day classroom.
And this is really important for our district because these are families from all over the area. And once they kind of get part of our district, they don't want to leave. And that's our goal, is just to love these families into the Oroville fold.
Yes.
Any questions? Oh, get a shirt.
Oh, yeah. And we brought shirts. Yes. 3 to 5. Yes, they have to be 3. We don't have a toddler program as of yet. But I know the need right now is for us to open another full day for that age range. I mean, obviously in the future, we can look at that because we were excited, you know, to catch them even sooner. But definitely, yeah, 3 to 5. Yep. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. And members of the board, it's important that we open up that that additional full day program because the overwhelming amount of families are looking for that full day program. So yeah.
Wowie.
Which is not only a tremendous benefit to our students, but our families as well,
Right.
because a lot of them are working.
Mm,
Thank you very much.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to extend the invitation to interested parties who wish to speak on items that are listed on the agenda. For those attending remotely who wish to comment, please use the raise hand button. The Brown Act does not allow the governing board to discuss or take any action that is not posted on the agenda. Do we have any interested parties online?
No, we do not.
Is there anyone who would like to speak on the agendized items today? Okay. At this time, I'd like to make a motion, ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda items.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second,
I'll second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, where am I? I know there's just like 2 left. There we go.
New business?
Yes. New business approving the agreement for Lincoln White investigators. Bifocals.
So members of the board, it is recommended that the agreement for Lincoln White Investigations LLP of Sacramento, California be approved as presented. Services include investigations into employee complaints regarding Stream Charter School.
Do we have any questions or comments concerning this agenda item? May I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion. We approve this item as presented as we are responsible as the authorizing agency for the charter.
Have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. At this time, I'd like to ask for approval of services agreement for Paywar Transportation.
So members of the board, this is, it is recommended that the service agreement for Power Transportations of Walnut Creek, California be approved as presented. This is a specialized transportation company that works closely with Rising Star non-public school that we approved last month. We have a couple students that attend that school on a daily basis, and they help provide transportation or could provide transportation for these students. We are currently working with Durham Unified to transport these 2 students as it is more cost effective and efficient for us to work with Durham Unified, but this contract will allow us, in case we have any issues with Durham, if there's a lapse in service because they have their driver out, et cetera.
And these are for special needs students?
Correct. These are for our most severe special education students that require non-public school. And so the contract is very expensive, and that part of the reason for that is because each rider typically requires a one-on-one aid.
Okay. Any other questions concerning this item? May I have a motion to approve the services agreement with Paywire Transportation?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second,
I'll second.
those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you very much. At this time, I'd like to adjourn the meeting at 5:54 PM. I think that's pretty close to being a record.
Hey, I got shirts for you.